It's the new normal in college football, Sydney Wicker. Every
It is.
time we get to the bowl games and you're not in the playoff, it becomes, all right, who's actually going to play? I know the people in Vegas are looking at that a ton when looking at the lines. Maybe that's why Baylor's 3.5-point favorites against LSU. But it sucks for the fans. It really does. And of course, I think you're probably the same way here. Like, you get it. Like, I understand why some players want to opt out. But as a fan, you never want that to happen. And I think we're so, you know, grateful that Baylor's not having that happen. Even, obviously they don't have plenty of NFL prospects for this year, but for the most part, they're out there and they're playing and they're not opting out. The thing I really hate more than opt-outs is what Cam Ward did in the Pop-Tarts Bowl. So Cam Ward says he's playing. He's like, I'm not opting out, even though he's going to be one of the top picks in the draft. It's him and Shedeur in terms of like the top two quarterbacks that are going to go off the board. And he's like, no, I'll play. He throws 3 touchdowns in the first half against Iowa State. He breaks Case Keenum's all-time touchdown passing record. And then he doesn't play in the second half. They were in a game, man. That was an awesome game between Miami
Great game.
and Iowa State. And Cam Ward, from what we've heard, pulls himself out of the game. And that just doesn't sit right with me at all. And before I get to my rant, Sydney, I want to know, as someone who covers college football, who has been around big time college football a long time, you know how this works. You know the personalities of it. Does that just rub you the wrong way, or am I looking at this the wrong way?
I don't feel like you're looking at it the wrong way. I try to respect Cam and his decision, but why play to begin with?
That's the thing.
Were you playing just to break that record? Were you playing to do it selfishly, or were you playing because you wanted to be out there one last time with these guys that you will call your brothers for the rest of your life? What was the motive?
Because even if it's not the record, how can we not think that? You
Exactly.
go in for a half, you break the record, and then you stop. You stop playing. Like, it's just incredible to me.
If you got beat up or something had happened, like took just even a big hit and you were like, you know what, I don't want to risk it. I'm okay, but I just don't want to risk it. That's something different. But that was not the case in this game.
Not that anyone could tell, anyone watching or following the game. And
not
I would say
no one reported anything either.
Yeah, and I would say if that's the case, go out there in a walking boot. No matter what, second half, take off the pads, have a boot, have a sling, something, right? Yeah. Because that's also 2024. That's what's going to happen. And I am fascinated by. I gave plenty of flowers to Colorado the other day, and I'm going to bring them back into this because Colorado has taken a lot of heat this year, and in the Deion era, I have definitely added to that. Lord knows they're not my favorite program, but I'll say this. There's a world where they have the top 2 picks in the draft this year in Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter, one of them being the Heisman Trophy winner. And they said, hey, we're going to play. And they went out there and they played. They didn't play very well, but they were getting crushed in that game. And here these guys are in the fourth quarter and they're playing. So as much crap as we all want to give Colorado and Deion Sanders and make it look like a clown show, they're playing ball. Their best players are playing ball. They're not out there to break records and then sit out the second half. No. Like, I mean, it's crazy. Not that, Miami is look, I don't know how Mario Cristobal runs his program or whatever, but it's crazy that we're like, wow, it's the Colorado program that's really looking better to fans than this Miami thing is. I just, you know what? If you're worried about taking a hit, then you don't play at all, or you play. And Colorado's getting blown out. That was not a game in the fourth quarter.
No.
Miami's in a game. They lose by like a point. It's the greatest bowl ever.
I was going to say, this is a game that probably should be in the college football playoffs because it's my favorite bowl game that's not in the college football playoff era. Like, it is just so fun. If you get to pick any bowl game, if you're not in the playoffs, it's going to be the Pop-Tart Bowl. Like, it's just so fun. I love it. I watched it on the airplane from Vegas, and I was so excited. But going back to your point, Colorado and Miami had so many similarities this season. They both were in the hunt, hoping to make the playoffs. Both had so many great weapons on their teams. You'd mentioned both of the great quarterbacks that they each had. I just don't get it. I give Deion, Travis Hunter, and Shedeur so much credit for what they did. Deion has built a culture, whether you hate it or you absolutely love it. What he has done has totally changed what Colorado football has seen over the last couple of years, and it deserves some respect.
Yeah, and
but
look,
playing in that game, that was huge. Nobody had to do that. That wasn't even. No offense to the Alamo Bowl, but that's not.
I don't remember the Alamo Bowl.
No,
I remember the Alamo, but not the bowl.
Not the bowl. You know, it's just. I applaud Colorado for their performance, but Cam Ward, what the heck?
It's a disrespect to 2006 Conn Smythe Trophy winner Cam Ward, goaltender for the Carolina Hurricanes, besmirching his name. But it's, you know, and there are still some things about Colorado's culture that I don't necessarily love, but they're not like, to me, this Cam Ward thing is about as just annoying as it gets. Like, I don't love the opt-outs anyway, but to opt out in the middle of a game, it's so against football, college football, organized sports, and all the things that we care about in sports. It's against it all. So, yeah, sure, there are some things I don't love about Colorado, but here there are other programs that are just giving into the worst of college football in 2024, and Colorado's going against that. And I do have to appreciate that. Thank you for making it to the end of the video, and thank you for making the Locked On Podcast Network part of your daily routine. We have got you covered with the most Baylor Bears athletics coverage of any outlet that's not directly tied into Baylor University. So if you want more of that, be sure to like and subscribe. Ring that notification bell to get notified every time we're dropping a video here on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks, and sic 'em.